Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where an elderly man suffering from a seizure was repeatedly tased and forcibly handcuffed by an officer who neglected the medical emergency. On August 29, 2022, in San Anselmo, California, a woman, namely Miss Alice, called 911 saying that her fiancé was experiencing grand mal seizure, a type of seizure that causes a loss of consciousness and violent muscle contractions. This man was identified as 61-year-old financial planner Bruce Frankel, who was suffering in his bedroom during his seizure. However, instead of EMTs, Officer Kevin Sinnott from Central Maryland Police Authority was dispatched onto the scene to handle the situation. However, his presence and actions only escalated things even further. Let's watch the event through Officer Sinnott's body cam.
Z3, if you're still landline, can you ever unlock the front door?
Hello, police department. Can I come in?
Yeah, I'm downstairs.
Where are you at?
In that bathroom.
Are you doing CPR?
Before going further, it's important to understand Mr. Frankel's current state and a few rules officers must follow when handling citizens experiencing seizures. According to the Epilepsy Foundation, during epileptic episodes, the person is on automatic pilot so far as his actions are concerned, is totally unaware of what is happening, and when consciousness returns, will have no memory of what occurred during the seizure. Moreover, during this period, a person is easily frightened, upset, and unable to communicate effectively, and may become belligerent or aggressive, especially when approached, as he or she may perceive this as a threat. Finally, and most importantly, a cardinal rule in the handling of any seizure is that the person should not be restrained in any way. Restraint of persons during or soon after a seizure may exacerbate or precipitate combativeness. As one's resistance to restraint increases, the threat to one's life similarly increases. Restraining someone face down and/or with his arms restricted behind his back is especially dangerous. As such, it is extremely important that the officer handles the victim with extreme care and precision. Unfortunately, this is exactly what the officer decides not to do.
Okay. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
He's conscious. Something's wrong with him. Can you step it up?
He's got to hurt himself. Can you
Hi. You okay?
leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Stop. You okay? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Baby, he's let me alone. Please leave me alone.
He's fighting with me.
Please leave me alone.
Stop. 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 Stop fighting with me. Stop fighting. Please stop fighting. Okay, well, he's fighting with me right now.
He's unconscious.
He's not unconscious. He's fighting.
What's his name?
Stop.
He's unconscious. What are you doing?
Put your hands behind your back. Please put your hands behind your back. 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 What's his name?
Bruce.
Stop. Stop resisting.
Bruce. Bruce, I'm here.
Stop fighting. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach. I want to help you.
The officer made every single wrong decision possible in this situation. He believed with no further investigation that the victim was drunk, immediately engaged in physical contact, and with almost no hesitation started detaining the victim with force. Even after Miss Alice constantly kept crying out that he was unconscious, the officer blatantly denies this and continues to harm the victim with excessive use of force. What's more is that Officer Sinnott is in direct violation of the 4th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution that states that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. Even after this many grievances, however, Officer Sinnott was about to escalate things even further.
Stop fighting. You're going to get tased. Do you want to get tased? Lay on your stomach. Put your hands behind your back. Are you his wife?
Wait a minute.
Please. Baby, let them talk, okay? Baby, let them talk. Baby, let them
Stop. Stop fighting.
What?
Baby, let them talk, okay?
Listen.
Are you confused?
Well, more people are coming. Did he take something? Yes, ma'am. Please get back.
Oh my God, no, how can I go to see? Baby, don't fight, please.
Sir, you're gonna get tased. You're gonna get tased.
Don't fight. Oh my God! He's not even getting
Okay, well, he needs to stop fighting with me.
While his fiancée was trying to convince him that the officer was helping him, this clearly wasn't the case. The officer tases Mr. Frankel for actions that the victim has no control over and cannot be held accountable for. Still believing he was in the right, he still pursues trying to handcuff the elderly man and have his hands restrained behind his back.
Lay on your stomach, police. Lay on your stomach. Lay on your stomach, please. We want to help you. Okay, well, I can't treat him unless he stops fighting.
Pull it back. Pull it past it over.
Breathe.
Stop fighting.
Can you help? Can you get the officers inside?
What? Yeah.
You're fighting with the police. Lay on your stomach. Lay on your stomach. Put your hands behind your back. Put your other hand behind your back. Now.
Don't fight. Don't fight them.
Do you want to get tased again?
I'm right.
You're going to get tased again. You want to get tased again? Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Help.
After tasing him a second time, he also tried to call officers as backup to assist in detaining the innocent man. However, if they did so, they would also be complicit in Officer Sinnott's crimes and face the same charges and punishments in terms of police misconduct. Not knowing any better, Corporal Sean Fahey and Officer Caitlin Anderson arrived to assist their peer in his crime.
Drag him out.
Okay.
Just drag him out.
Just pull him back. Ready? Oh, he got his feet. On his stomach. His arm. Give me this arm. Put it behind your back. That cuff is already on him. Just gotta get this arm. Yep. Put your hands behind your back. Put your left hand on your back. Answer for me, Kate.
Sir, stop resisting. The fire department, we're here to help you.
Someone's there. Let go of the handcuff. Okay. That drives, son. Yeah.
With all three officers succeeding in their task, an ambulance was called for Mr. Frankel to be treated in. During this, Officer Sinnott gives another officer his account of the event. Listen closely to their conversation.
Well, give me a quick rundown of what happened.
So, got here, knocked on the front door, and I had dispatch. Opened the front door, the sun opened,
said my dad's in the back room. Heard like some commotion. Found him like standing on the street side of the bed. Like north side of the bed. Kind of how he is now, like not making sense, yelling. And the wife was close to him. I think I just went over and was like, "Sir, are you okay? Help you?" And I feel like it's all kind of happened fast, but I feel like he like checked me, so I tried to control like his arm, and then it was just like resist. We fell onto the bed. I was just trying to like get him on his stomach to detain him.
But he kind of started the first initial physical aggressive contact. Was there any 243B in that?
No, it was all just contact? Like resisting, or like trying to get away from me the whole time, and just trying to detain him. Okay. It's like he was on his back, and I'm trying to flip him onto his.
But that initial like contact with you, was that an aggressive fighting thing, or when he checked you?
Honestly, it happened so fast. I feel like he initiated contact. I don't know what his intention was, like to hit me or to just like move me out of the way, but it felt like he didn't want me.
I'm just trying to see if there's like a 240.
I definitely didn't go hands on before he like made a gesture towards me.
Is there any 240?
Yeah.
Is it 240 or 240, 243? Okay. So it's.
As seen in the footage, this officer has also made a poor lapse in his judgment. The victim starting the initial physical altercation does not justify such use of force when he is unaware of his current situation and not in control of his actions due to a medical issue. Anyway, Mr. Frankel was then taken to the hospital where his wounds would be treated and where Miss Alice was reportedly barred from entering with her partner, meaning that she was unable to explain to the doctors what had actually happened. It was after this that Officer Sennett began to realize his use of force could be questioned and asked Corporal Fahey whether they could tag the victim with a 3-day psychiatric hold. Upon being briefed on this, Officer Joel Heaps, a supervising officer at the Central Marin Police Authority, would try to interview Mr. Frankel through persistent and suggestive questioning regarding what happened.
Again, my name is Corporal Heaps, one of the supervisors here at Central Marin. So I'm going to ask you some questions. The interview is a standard part of our use of force policy, okay? I don't know how much you know or remember what happened, but we'll chat. Okay. So this interview is just a standard part of our use of force. I was not involved in what happened at the house at all. I got there after the fact, okay? So I'm just trying to understand what happened from your perspective and to ensure our department policies and procedures were followed, okay? Do you have any idea why police or fire, why first responders were called to the house? No? Okay. Did you see any police cars?
No, nothing. Just first time seeing the police.
Okay. Did you see any police uniforms, any officers inside your house? Do you have any idea why the officers contacted you?
It's quite apparent that Mr. Frankel had no recollection of anything that transpired, as is expected since he lost consciousness and was in a state of temporary confusion. Still, the officer continues asking questions about the event.
Do you have any alcohol tonight? Have you taken any medication or drugs, either legal or illegal? No? You suffer from any mental health issues? No? Did you hear the police officer ask for your cooperation?
How did you hear anything?
A family member let us in. The family actually called for some medical help for you. I don't know. We're trying to sort that all out right now. So, Bruce, did you hear any of the officers give you verbal directions or commands?
Nothing until really.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you have any recollection what happened at the house?
Nothing until. Yeah.
Bruce, do you know of any reason that you did not cooperate with the police officer's directions?
Yeah, you keep asking that, so I have
Yeah,
no reason not to cooperate.
And these are all standard questions that I asked.
Nothing to hide.
Okay. Just trying to ensure that all our policies were followed.
Okay.
Was there a reason that you fought or physically resisted the officer?
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I mean, that's my understanding. That's what. Like I said, I wasn't there, so this is all part of the standard investigation.
Yeah, it's just all I'm hearing of that.
And so do you have any idea what force was used on you, or what you did in response to the officers?
Zero recollection of any of the
I'm gonna put this rail down.
I don't mean to keep kind of asking the same question over and over, but I just want to make sure that we address everything.
Did I fight you guys?
That's my understanding. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. That's why I'd like to try to get your perspective.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you remember.
Nothing.
Okay.
As the interview goes on, it becomes increasingly clear that Officer Heaps continues asking questions and receiving answers to justify the actions the police took, whereas Mr. Frankel still had no clue about what happened and was even shocked upon hearing that he was physically resisting. The elderly victim then continued to state that his jaw, wrist, and body were in much pain overall. This is something the officer further presses on.
I know you've mentioned a couple things, but I'd like to talk to you about injuries, any pain that you're having.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about what hurts and where?
My arms and elbow and hands.
Which arm?
Both.
And specifically where?
My shoulders. My right elbow. My left wrist.
I'm not sure if there will be, it's on his
My
back.
right hand.
Like, so,
Ow.
You mentioned something
My
earlier.
elbow, I mean my jaw.
Which part of your jaw?
Right jaw.
You're at the hospital. They're going to take good care of you here. I'll grab some pictures of everything. You got it. Looks like there's some nicks and cuts, so I'd like to get pictures of all that for you.
Bizarre. This is totally bizarre.
Okay. I agree. I think it is bizarre.
Unfortunately, justice did not prevail. As ridiculous as it sounds, Officer Heaps, along with another officer, unjustly placed Mr. Frankel under arrest and handcuffed him once again for seemingly no reason at all.
Bruce, so just
we're just gonna explain something to you. So, right now you are under arrest.
what?
Okay. Because of what happened up at the house. There was a pretty big scuffle. Okay, so you are under arrest for now.
For resisting and for battery on a peace officer. Now, Bruce, what we're going to do is try to work with you. Our goal here is to get you the medical attention that you need. But we are going to
We're just gonna handcuff you very lightly to the bed.
To the
okay?
bed.
What? I had no idea. I'm totally out of it.
I understand.
We understand
I
that.
understand.
We're just doing this for our safety and for yours,
This
okay?
is just for everyone's safety while
We're not
here,
gonna
especially
hurt.
since you don't.
You're
you
safe.
Don't know what happened earlier.
So why are you doing
We
this?
just want to avoid
We just don't want it
the
to
same
happen
thing
again.
happening again.
Because we know that you don't know that it happened, okay?
And because you are under arrest right now,
Ow!
That's
we're going to do it lightly.
very lightly.
We just don't
See?
want the same
Very lightly.
thing to happen again. We're just going to do the one hand to the rail, okay?
For someone who didn't know what they were doing, that was out of just unconscious, you know I didn't do it on purpose. Why are you doing this?
So we're just doing it for your safety and for ours.
Ow, that hurts. I can't turn my wrist now.
We can readjust it.
Or we can readjust it.
Turn the cuff around so that
Don't know what you possibly think I could be doing. I could barely lift my hand.
Holding back his tears, Mr. Frankel was booked into the Marin County Jail, despite a neurologist determining that the victim had indeed suffered from a grand mal seizure. To add insult to injury, Mr. Frankel had received a report in the mail from a district attorney that he was also being charged with domestic abuse. Apparently, in Officer Sennett's police report, he alleged that Mr. Frankel had pushed his wife during the encounter. However, there was no push by the man on his fiancée that was ever recorded on video. Upon watching the body cam footage, Mr. Frankel became furious and rightfully sued the officers for battery, false arrest, and defamation. Mr. Frankel's lawyers say that the allegations are part of a cover-up and allege that Officer Sennett submitted a false statement to the Marin County District Attorney in the hope that the plaintiff would be charged with a serious crime he did not commit. In an interview with Fox KTVU, Mr. Frankel is stated to have said, "If the police had just asked my wife Alice 2 questions, what's going on and has this happened before, we wouldn't be here today." But that officer did not do that at all. He assumed he knew what was going on and attacked me. In response, attorney Allison Berry Wilkinson represented 4 of the officers involved, stating that the allegations in the lawsuit against these officers bear no semblance to reality and are outrageous. The officers who arrived on scene to help in response to the medical call did an extraordinary job under very difficult circumstances. Much to Mr. Frankel's and his fiance's dismay, no charges were placed against Officer Sinnott, who in December 2023 was even promoted to corporal. For his part, Mr. Frankel said his whole psyche had changed since this ordeal, and he's not holding his breath for the police to say they're sorry for what happened. They'll never apologize. I can't keep reliving this over and over again, he said through tears. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter